Hi everyone, following on from my previous video looking at the backswing rotation, I thought we'd now have a look at the downswing transition. But if you haven't looked at my previous video, please go and have a little look at that. That will help leading on to this. So before we get started, let's just take you through a couple of movements, transitions that I see a lot when I'm teaching. So the first one, or probably the most common one I see, is from the top of the backswing. There tends to be a lot of chest movement, so the chest rotates first very quickly, and this tends to bring the club over the top. So if you can see from this side up to the top, and then the first movement, if we rotate our chest pretty hard to start with, you can see what this does to the club, obviously exaggerating, but it moves it over the top. We're going to likely to create an out to in swing path, either going to pull the ball to the left or we're going to get curvature from left to right. The other one I see is as we get to the top, we tend to get quite a lateral shift, bit of a sway over to the left side, and now we can see the upper body gets stuck or gets behind the lower half, and this tends to bring the club on the inside. So up to the top, lateral shift over to the left. You see now what that does to the club, and from here we're creating quite an into-out swing path. Likelihood is that the ball's either going to block out to the right, or we'll wrap the hands over and we'll get a right to left flight. So what does a good downswing transition look like? From the top, what we want to try and do is we want to get a very small lateral shift, so over to our left side. So now most of our weight is going from our right leg over to our left, and you can now see the chest hasn't really started to rotate, but it's in line with the lower half. So our upper body is in line with our lower half. We haven't got the lower half leading and the chest then behind. So we'll just go up to the top again. It's going to be a lateral shift, so the chest doesn't rotate. We're a lateral shift to start with. Okay, our upper body is in line with the lower half. You can see my arms just about parallel to the ground, and from here then we can rotate hard into impact, and that's where obviously we're going to create the speed. Same again, up to the top, lateral shift over to the left side. We're in a really nice powerful position from here to then rotate down into impact. So this is a move or swing change that's very hard to feel when we're putting full speed on the swing, full power. So the situation we're in now, it's quite a good time to slow things down and work on the feeling of the movement. So you could start by doing what I'm doing now, so gripping down on the golf club, just making some small, slow practice swings. And then you could move on to the back garden and having some full swings out there, and just slowly building up the speed. So hopefully then when we get back out on the golf course, we'll be in a really good position to hit some good shots.